Today, I want us to ask the deepest questions. Asking the deepest questions is very necessary. In a reality like this, asking the deepest questions is very, very necessary. Never let the world make you feel guilty for asking the deepest questions, right? Never let the world make you feel guilty for asking the deepest questions. As a conscious being, you have every right to ask the deepest questions. And what I'm telling you is so damn important because I know that when people start asking questions, there will always be those people who will criticize them. There will always be these people who will make them feel like they are insane. You are having an experience, you must ask yourself what it is, and so far, anything is possible. So far, anything is possible. You understand it? That is the truth. So far, anything is possible. You could be living in a simulation where you are the only like player character. That is like never limit yourself when it comes to questioning reality. So today I want us to go very, very deep. See what we will find. Like I want us to go really, really deep. Do you ever think that it's possible that you are God? You just forgot that you're God. You're God, and you were maybe doing some experiments, and somehow you forgot. Somehow you forgot that you are actually God. You forgot what you are. Like you're experimenting with your own omnipotence. Like what is possible? What can I do? And somehow you forgot. You just forgot that you're God, and you found yourself in a reality that is upside down, where you are suffering, and you forgot what you are. You don't know what you are, and there's no one to tell you what you really are, right? Because if you are God, no one will tell you that you're God. Like you would need to figure that out yourself. Like you will be the one who actually need to work on figuring that out yourself. Think about it. If you were in a coma right now and you were dreaming, who will tell you that you're dreaming? Who will tell you that you're in a coma and you're actually dreaming? Who would? No one will tell you. If you got stuck in a dream, and you were in a coma, so you weren't actually waking up to, like, this, you weren't waking up in this reality. It will mean that you will believe that that is reality, like 100%. You believe that that is reality, and no one will tell you that, hey man, look, you are actually sleeping somewhere. You need to wake up. No one will tell you that. You wouldn't even know. I'm asking you a question. What if you're God and you forgot that you're God, and you're suffering the way that you are suffering because you don't know that, and somehow you are afraid of what that would mean? You are afraid to embrace that. You always want to put the responsibility of existence on someone else. Like, no, there's someone who actually created this thing, and it's not me. But what if it is you? What if you are responsible for reality? What if that was the truth? What if that's what you needed to know? What if that's what you needed to realize? Now I do understand that um, it is dangerous to think this way, but there's a chance that what is actually true is dangerous to find out. You understand? Meaning that, look, no matter what the truth is, it might actually be dangerous to find out what it is. It might be something that will like blow your mind, something that will make you crazy. Like we shouldn't assume that the truth will be something that will just make us feel comfortable. Like, yeah, the truth is that we used to live underwater and we came out and we evolved, for billions of years, and we ended up like this. Like it'll be something that's simple, like, or some god that exists outside of this reality created us, and that is why we're here. Like that doesn't sound crazy, right? But what if the truth is actually crazy? I want us to explore this. Uh, Thanks for joining the live live Vesh, Child Harry, Glass Cannon, thank you. Kama is a B, thank you. What's real, thank you. Maurice, hi Benedict. What new revelations have you had? Um, One of the biggest mistakes that we make as people is that we choose one way of viewing reality and stick to that, right? We don't realize that we kind of like creating a cage for ourselves. So it will actually be impossible for us to realize what is. Like what is really the truth. You have to understand that there's no getting rid of suffering unless you realize what the truth is. Or you take a leap of faith, right? You take a leap of faith and be like, you know what? I've done enough work. This is what makes the most sense. I've done enough work trying to figure out what this is, but of course, no one is going to confirm to me what this is. So I have to take responsibility now. I have to be the one who decide what this is based on everything that I see, based on everything that I think I know. The problem with as like choosing one way to view reality is that it will get to a point where you feel like you must defend your worldview. Like if someone says something that goes against what you believe, it feels like a personal attack. Like you'd feel the same way that a Christian would feel if someone questioned the existence of Jesus, right? You'd feel like that person is attacking you. You'd feel like that person is evil. You feel like that person is being used by the devil. Because in your paradigm, people who ask questions are bad, right? Like that's what your book was telling you the whole time, that people mustn't ask questions, people must be blind followers. So it's very dangerous to like have one way of viewing reality, especially if you have not done enough work to test if your paradigm really makes sense, right? Because most of us just believe what we've been conditioned to believe that reality is, right? We've been conditioned to view reality a certain way. We view it that way. And um, the way that we view reality helps us survive. You find that if you view reality a little differently, it's going to be hard for you to survive. It's going to be hard for you to function in this realm. I'm asking you a question. What if you're God and you actually forgot? What if that's the final truth? You're God, but you forgot that you're God. You were doing some experiments, and you ended up in this world that is actually upside down, where there's so much suffering, where nothing really makes sense, and no one is coming to save you. No one is going to come from somewhere and be like, yeah, there's a God who got stuck in his own dreams and he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Let's go and save him. Like, no one is there to save you. It's you who has to, take a leap of faith and actually save yourself. What if that's the truth? What if that's the final truth? What if that's has always been the truth? The same way that when you are in a dream, no one is gonna come and save you. If you are having a nightmare, it's you just gotta wake up. Find a way to wake up, or find or be brave enough to face whatever you're dealing with. Because you can see, we'll never get rid of suffering. Like, no matter how hard we try, we can't. I don't think there's a person who can get rid of suffering. You know, you can listen to many spiritual teachers talking about transcending suffering. Like, you can transcend suffering. Yeah, you just need to, focus on the positive things in life. You just need to stop thinking about the negativity that's going on in the world. You just gotta live in the moment. Blah. Like, listen, you never getting rid of suffering. All right, as long as you're a conscious being and you're a human, you never getting rid of suffering. It seems as if in this reality you are not supposed to escape suffering, meaning that even if you find a way to kind of like escape suffering, new ways will be invented to make you suffer. It's like you can't. You just can't. No matter how intelligent you are, you just you'd figure it out. Like, okay, to not suffer, here's how I gotta do things, and then you win for a while, and then boom, you find that new ways are being created for you to actually experience suffering, for you to experience torture. I've realized like that each and every person has been suffering the same way, like since the beginning, like since they became conscious. Like, what they're experiencing is what I would call customized suffering. Like, they are uh, demons that they can never really escape. It's like life is one story repeating itself in many different ways as they get older. Like if a person, when they were young, um, their dad left, that story kind of find a way to repeat itself in different ways, as if there is something that they need to learn from that story. Sometimes we'll say, hey, this person just has abandonment issues, blah. That's why, they keep on like, pushing people away, or people keep on leaving them. But you find that that's not why. Like, the real reason why is because, in this realm, they're supposed to suffer like that. You find that someone was born in poverty, they've been in a state of lack their whole life. No matter what they try to do, they never find a way to make money. They just don't. Like, no matter what they do, you know, if they try hard enough and actually find themselves in a position where they can make money, something that's not supposed to happen will happen. Like maybe they get employed, um, and they have to start working for a company. Then they hear that, no, this company has been under investigation for a while, so it needs to be closed now. Because we're still doing some investigation or some like it, you say it's bad luck, and it's not even that. It's what I call customized suffering. It's like, eh, there are demons that you were born with that are chasing you. So no matter what you do, you never escape them. It doesn't matter if you do things right. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You still find yourself dealing with what you've always dealt with. If people accuse you of things that you didn't do, like maybe when you're growing up, you used to get accused a lot of things that you didn't do. You find that that keeps on happening. When you keep on meeting new people, they gossip about you, accuse you of things that you never did. and you never would do, and you'd be surprised. Like, what's going on? Suffering is inevitable as long as you are a human. So really, how do we get rid of suffering? You might say maybe when we die, we won't suffer anymore, right? When we're no longer part of this, we won't suffer anymore. But will we understand enough about what reality is to not suffer? Because if you are God, but you forgot that you're God, if you died in this reality, there's a chance that wherever you find yourself, you still not know that you're God, and whatever you're gonna be experiencing, you're not gonna know that uh, it's somehow your creation. You just kind of you fucked up, right? You created something that doesn't really work in your favor, but it's your creation. Like, you wouldn't know, like, no matter where you find yourself. The same way that when you're dreaming, you don't know that your dream is your creation, right? When you if you take magic mushrooms and have a psychedelic experience, you don't know that that's your creation. When you suffer from schizophrenia, you don't know that you are seeing, your own projections. Like, you are being tortured by your own projections. You don't know that. So what if that is actually what is happening, and we are actually being tortured by our own projections, but we don't know that? And somehow we don't want that to be true, because we're afraid of what that will mean. But until we realize that for sure, or we take a leap of faith, then we're never getting rid of suffering. Because it seems like reality will always have challenges. So as long as you're a conscious being, even if you're not a human, no matter what you will be as a conscious being, it seems like you just can't escape suffering. You just suffer. Because you suffer in your dream, because you suffer when you're having a psychedelic experience, you suffer when you are hallucinating. So it seems like consciousness creates problems for itself to solve. And it gets to a point where it starts to mess up because it doesn't even understand itself. It doesn't understand what it is. It has no idea what the heck it is. So it fucks up a lot, that it actually ends up creating a hell for itself, and it doesn't know how to escape that hell, right? So we find ourselves here struggling, complaining about everything, because we have no idea what the heck is going on. We are lost in our own dream. We forgot that we're dreaming. Natural mystic God without the label God. What's real? Money is God. You see, we want God to be something outside of ourselves. Carry, like, wiped out your own memory. I wouldn't say you wiped out your own memory. I would say you forgot. You forgot something that you once knew. Let me ask you a question. Let's say when you were 5, they put you in a room, and they put like uh, something like a helmet, where you kind of like you play a game, and you are able to see like things, images that seem very realistic, and they were able to feed you somehow. Like, you didn't need to eat food. They were feeding you somehow. They had some tubes that were feeding you. You were fine, and you started to play that game. You started to play that game. Don't you think that after some months you'd forget that you're playing a game? Like, you just not remember that. No, no, I'm actually playing a game. You start to think this is reality. And if you think that that game is reality, if there are things that are happening that do not make sense, you're going to suffer a lot, because you're going to be like, oh, this is reality. So why are these monsters chasing me? They're chasing you because you're in a game, and that's how the game was designed. But you don't know that it's a game. So because to you it is real, you hate everything. You're like, this is base reality. I'm not saying we shouldn't hate this nonsense. This is nonsense. Like this is there's no way I'm justifying this thing. But I'm saying if you are God and you were dreaming that you're a human who is suffering in a hell realm, like if you realize that, wouldn't that make your experience better? Wouldn't that help you detach yourself? Wouldn't that help you uh, energetically disconnect with this realm? Because now you are kind of realizing that okay, it's not real. It's just all of it is just some dream, some nonsense, some dream that I created because I didn't really know what I was doing. Craig Harris, your talk about women was pretty good the other day too. No, thanks, thanks. Yeah, I knew like with that episode, I knew I was gonna trigger some people, but we need to talk about different things, see what is more true, right? Like understanding relationships will actually help us have better relationships and also know what to expect when we're in relationships, right? So that when we face some problems, we don't go like, oh, this is only happening to me, or this is too much for me to handle. Like you just know that okay, I had to expect this. So it is good that we explore different topics. Sensuality, majestic. God is polarity of all things, but you are the chooser. Okay, I would like for you to explain much more deeply. So you're saying that in every situation that a person faces, right, there's two different truth. So you kind of choose your own truth in that situation. Is that what you're saying? SHH96 Benedictine, if you watch actualized video about how reality cannot be a simulation, in that case, what is your answer to that? Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos from Leo, so I probably have watched I've watched a lot of, not like I like his videos about consciousness, not his videos about other things, like his videos about consciousness. Um, I just don't remember what he said specifically about how this cannot be a simulation, but I probably watched it. Yeah, but it most likely won't be a simulation because if consciousness is fundamental, it's possible to dream that you are in a simulation, right? You could dream, you could be dreaming that you're in a simulation, but while the highest truth is that you're not really in a simulation, you're just dreaming that you're in a simulation. Now, Bill Rani, please ignore these kids who want to talk about relationship. Please focus on these deep topics. You are one of the most beautiful minds I've met. No, we need to talk about relationships too. I think that matters, man. Like, there is so much to learn from relationship. You know, I become more conscious the more I get into relationships with people, because like when you get into a relationship with someone, it's like they become a part of you. So their reality somehow become your reality. You kind of like start to see what they see, right? You no longer live in your own world, like where you are just alone. It's like you kind of live in their world. You kind of see things from their perspective. When you are having problems, that can also help you evolve and all that. So there is there is something that you can learn when you are in relationships too. So relationships ain't always bad. Even when they are bad, like something good can come out of that. What let's see. Um, okay, what's real? God didn't create us, we created all the gods. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I mean, that's true that we can verify that every god that we know is made up. It's not like there's a God that came to us and confirmed to us that, hey man, I'm God. I mean, think about it. The gods that we've been told about, these gods have big egos. I mean, they would not have appeared already and told us that they're God. Like we're talking about egotistical beings here. We're not talking about some beings that just want us to evolve in peace and like no, we're talking about some really egotistical beings that want to control us. So they would have come through. I'm here. You thought that I didn't exist? I exist. And I'm powerful and I control this. And they would want to prove themselves. So obviously they're all made up. You know, like we shouldn't even be debating about. Like I don't debate about these topics anymore. Like what we know so far is that the gods that we've been told about are made up. Like that, we already know. What we might not know is if there are some higher beings that are much more, that are as capable as the gods that we've been told about. But all the gods that we've been told about are totally made up. Shame, Dave. I hope I don't become a narcissist from rejecting 90% of this hellhole on the daily. Yeah, but when it comes to your own healing, even if it means you gotta be selfish, like you do deserve to heal. You do deserve to reject nonsense because suffering. That's not what we want to experience, and we are experiencing suffering. And you can see that no conscious being wants to suffer, but we're experiencing suffering. It's not that we don't want to struggle sometimes. Sometimes struggling is good, but we don't want to suffer. Like there's a difference between struggling and suffering. You know a way being is just completely hopeless and they're just suffering, and you look at their situation and you're like, damn, what can they do? Like they just suffering. Like there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing that they're learning. There's nothing that they're gaining. Like that is bad. That is not a good thing. Like I said previously, that suffering doesn't build character. It actually destroys it. It makes you less than what you could have been because you've suffered so much that you just don't want anything. On the video that I was talking about relationship, there are people who just don't want to date at all. They wanted to date but don't want to date anymore. They're like, no, because they've suffered a lot in relationship. So suffering can make you not want to be what you can be as a human. It can make you just want to look in yourself inside your room and be like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm done with people. I just want to be alone. I'm done with social media. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? That is not good. But sometimes it's the only option because people realize that they're suffering a lot. So they're like, I just gotta be alone because what can I do? Like I'm suffering here. Lins G says F gets 0 out of 10 from me. This reminds me of this other meme that I saw where they say there were people in a plant, what they call it, a planetarium, like they were showing planets, and when they showed Earth, someone booed. Like they were showing other planets, Mars, Venus, other planets, and then when they showed Earth, they were like, "Ooh!" Like this planet sucked so bad that people are too damn disappointed. Jalen, you watch the base contrarian. I don't know what that is. Natural mystic. Since we exist means that we were potential energy. Mm, yeah, we got into a stream of creation. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Um, I'd say it appears as if everything is energy, and even vibration and frequency. Like what I think reality really is uh, consciousness that is not uh, put inside some. Like it's not like consciousness is put inside something, and it is something that can be touched or seen. It's some, you can call it nothingness. It's a sense of being, and this sense of being is able to dream up reality. So even energy is an illusion, right? Even energy itself is an illusion. Like there's nothing that physically exists. Life is consciousness create dreaming up reality. Genetic pure. Good morning, Ben from USA. It can't still be morning in USA. I think because now in South Africa it's like 5 o'clock, so it can't be. Oh, it is actually. Yeah, I think there's like 2 hour. I mean, 5 hour, 6 hour gap. So yeah, it might be around 11 in the US. So yeah, isn't it crazy though? Carrie, what is panpsychic pluralism? What's that? Genetic puke. Once again, my near dropping jewels. This is church, right? OMG, hello, another stream. Golf AI. Thanks for joining. Happy Go Monkey. I knew you were Gnostic. 100%, like Gnosticism. This has been my thing for a very long time. What's real? I never saw a devil killing people, but seen all the religious killing in God's name. Yeah, man. Like people want an excuse to be evil. That's something that I've realized. People want an excuse to be evil. So once they find an excuse to be evil, they will show you how evil they are. I've seen that in many different situations where I live. Let's say like a person steals, and people decide, okay, we're gonna have to beat this person up. You see how evil people are. Be using bricks. You're like, damn, they don't even hold back. You're like, they've always wanted to do that, but they couldn't. But now they found an excuse to be evil, so now they're showing you that they're evil. So that's why religious people have killed in the name of God. Like they've always wanted to, but you know they wanted to justify that to themselves. So if they believe that there's a higher being that wants them to unalive people, be like, damn, I've always wanted to do this. So now that God also wants me to do this, great. Because um you'd second guess everything. Like if you believed in God and He told you to unalive people and you didn't want to unalive people, you second guess everything. What? I gotta unalive people now? No, I don't want to unalive people. You know what I mean? But if you've always wanted to, then you do that easily. Is Vara God Kazim? I'm probably God and I'm suffering, but maybe we are all a piece of God. I don't know. I think when you look at reality, look at existence, you look at what we know so far, it really, really does make sense to perceive yourself as the dreamer of reality that forgot that he's dreaming of reality and that is experiencing nonsense because he forgot that he's dreaming up reality. So he doesn't even know how he's dreaming up reality. He's just dreaming up reality without knowing that he's dreaming up reality. So, of course, think about it. If you got stuck in a dream, you don't know that you're dreaming, you don't know how you're creating that dream, you would create a messed up dream, right? That would be like if I gave you a book and told you to close your eyes and give you a pencil and say, draw something, draw anything. Do you really think that you draw something that actually makes sense or you draw nonsense? Because you don't know that, like, you can't see anything, right? You don't know how what you're drawing, seems. So you end up drawing nonsense. So that's how this reality will be if you're God dreaming. If you forgot that you're God. I mean, that forgot that you're God. You'll be creating reality without knowing how you're creating it, and it wouldn't be what you want it to be because you don't know how you're creating it, right? Machiavelli, Tupac. I believe death is waking up from the nightmare that's called life. My fear is that if you're God and you don't realize that you're God while you're still here, even after you've woken up, you'll not realize that you're God. You'll still be like, okay, my experience on earth was just a dream, and now I've woken up. Like, this is reality. And you still find yourself experiencing reality the same way that you're experiencing it here without realizing that you're God, you're having a dream. So I think it makes sense to wake up while you're still here, to realize what this is while you're still here, so that when you wake up, you already know what you are, so that you don't find yourself going through the same thing over and over again, because that will suck. And judging by what we heard, about near-death experiences that people have had, it seems like what we're going to deal with is a very like high level of manipulation. Like what we're dealing with is nothing. Maybe we'll be shown the people that we used to interact with here on Earth will be told some stories that are not true about our existence, and if we believe these stories, then we'll continue to be manipulated. Right? The same way that people who believe in religions that don't make sense here are being manipulated. If you watch the videos of pastors like in African churches, and what they're saying to their members, how they are stealing money from them, you'll be surprised how they're able to get away with that. And these people are so damn gullible that it's crazy. So if you don't realize what you are while you're still here, chances are in the afterlife you'll be manipulated without even realizing that you're being manipulated, and you still being you, so you'll be much easier to manipulate and probably get tricked into having this dream again. Natural mystic being God basically means that nothing matters. Um, yeah, you can put it that way. God Kazima. I remember being alone in an infinite white room. I felt like I was God. What happened before you felt you remember you were being alone in that room? Like, did you like take psychedelics and then had that kind of an experience, or you just remember that you were in an infinite room um, where you felt like you were God before you came here? Genetic pure, going to a restroom every day, that's suffering. It's boring, right? Random shit. Reincarnation is not real because to me, soul and memory is the same thing. If you don't remember your past life, then it's not you. Your karma is gaslighting you from the ruling class. Um, I would say reincarnation will be you finding yourself in another reality that is kind of similar to this, where you experience things that are kind of similar to what you're experiencing. So consciousness will be creating reality from memory, from your like what's stored in your subconscious. So it will be recreating stories. If you watch the last Matrix movie, it will be something like that, right? They recreated the story that happened in the Matrix one, like the first scene of the first Matrix movie. They recreated that scene, so it'll be something like that, where you find yourself dealing with the same people, but they have different faces, or you know, they doing different things. Like they're not longer in the way that they used to be, but the situations themselves are kind of like the same, and that will explain why sometimes you have deja vu. Renstar, truth win for a while and then boom, new ways to suffer. Yeah. Yeah, you can figure out how to get rid of suffering for a while and then boom, you choose this, this place just finds ways to make you suffer in other ways. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Like I've seen it happen that way more often than I thought it would. I actually realized that that's how it works. Like you never truly escape suffering. It 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 seems as if there is something that truly benefits from your suffering. So if you're not suffering, it gets nothing. So it has to find new ways to make you suffer. It has to find new ways to manipulate you. Carrie, how old is Benny? 31. NHL, at least you are happy, brother. Why do you say I'm happy? Efferent Rwanda, maybe it is a way to deal with loneliness. Being the only one is a God problem. Mm. That's that's an interesting way to look at this. Like, what if you got bored as a God and you wanted to experience, like, you wanted to forget that you're God, and the whole thing, like, your existence is about you discovering that you're God, and maybe that's the only way that you can experience joy. Because you think I'm not God, I'm nothing, I'm a human. That's it. Like you don't take yourselves very seriously, but then you keep on waking up and you start to realize that you're God, and you experience joy because of that. Like that's the only way that the God can experience joy. He's experienced everything there is to experience. That is he's gotten bored and he doesn't know what to do with being God. Like he doesn't know how to switch himself off. He's there. So he's just trying to like find ways to at least have some fun, but things do not always work out. Just like things do not always work out in this reality if you decide to do something. Like you can decide that, hey, I want to go and live in a new country, and then you go and live in that country, and you know things still suck, right? You can decide that, hey, I want to get a new job. You leave your job, and things still suck. You can decide that you want to leave a relationship that you are in, and then you get into another relationship and it sucks. You can decide that you want to be single, and then it sucks. You can decide that you want to be in a relationship and be in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like you can make a decision, and bad things happen after you've made that decision. But that's a very interesting way to look at it. Because if you're God, you'll be bored, like you alone, right? So what do? You need to play games with yourself. But what happens if you forget that you're playing games with yourself? You get so lost in your own subconscious that you don't know what's going on. You're completely confused. Carrie, okay, I thought I was being taught by someone drastically younger than me. I was going to cry. But oh, you're 28. Sensuality majestic. The only demon is the flesh body. Okay, I'm living in the human brain and other people putting me down. Yeah, it almost seems like life is uh, consciousness versus what we call like the human flesh. Like there's a war between consciousness and the human flesh. Like the way that you function as a human goes against what you want as consciousness, right? Like you find yourself not being able to escape your addictions. Let's say you're addicted to alcohol. You find it very hard to escape that. Let's say you are addicted to sex. You find it hard to escape that. Let's say you are addicted to food. You find it hard to escape that. You are addicted to entertainment. You find it hard to escape that. You find that you are addicted to things that are toxic, but it's hard for you to escape it. But um, I'd say on a soul level or on a consciousness level that you don't want to be addicted to these things, but somehow you still find yourself doing these things. So it seems like, yeah, you're at constant battle with your own flesh. Natural mistake. Nothing wants to know what it's like to randomly exist in a being and be alive. That actually sucks when you think about it. To just exist and be confused. Like, of course, nothing will want to experience that. Shrooms, weed, it's dumb when you just land right back here. So you just experience what it's like to be high for a while, but you won't be high forever. So you get back to this realm that you're already tired of. Golf AI, God pretends most he is not God. First, God tells himself is man, get lost. But ask yourself this question: why wouldn't God wants to forget that he's God? If he can do anything, wouldn't he make that decision? I remember I watched this video where Ellen White was actually explaining something very similar to this. That if you are God and you could dream up any dream, right? You could dream up any dream that you want. At first, you'd have dreams where you are a millionaire. You have a dream where you're a president. You are a famous musician. But wouldn't it get boring at some point? Because you are infinite. You here forever. Wouldn't you be like, I want to challenge myself? What if I kind of forget that I'm God? What if I find myself identifying as a human and believing that I'm really a human and I'm not that powerful, and put clues, like, for myself to realize, like, to wake up, right? Like, there has to be clues. Maybe there will be movies that are going to make me realize that this might be a dream. Maybe there will be philosophers that are going to make me realize that this might be a dream. Um, but there has to be clues so that you don't get stuck forever. Because this is torture, right? So he wants to play that game with himself so he can enjoy waking up. And after he's waking up, maybe he'll feel satisfied for a while. He'll be like, wow, I thought I was this human on earth, and yeah, it sucked, but I've woken up and I'm God, meaning that I can have any dream. I can have any dream now. I'm not going to create that nonsense again. I'm not going to be in a hell dream again because, yeah, it really did suck. You know, I keep on telling you this sucks. I don't give a damn what anyone says. If anyone who tells you that this doesn't suck, I can't trust them. I'm not saying this sucked because um I want to be negative, or I'm suffering way worse than others. It's not. That's not even like, it just sucks. That is the truth. It really does suck, especially when you become more and more conscious. You realize that the games that we're playing as humans are not, like, the kind of games that beings that are operating at a high level of consciousness would want to play. Random shit. I don't agree with you because I don't agree, Ellen Watts. Okay, I don't agree with Ellen Watts. It's very and I don't know what this word. The thing with many people who are teachers or who are teachers, they can't be right about everything, but they can be right about some things. That's the thing. They cannot be right about everything. That is why it's good to do your own work. Try to figure out what really, really makes sense. I am God, but I will be wary of this unity which this matrix promotes so much. I want my sovereignty. Yeah, you feel like you're ready for that, like you're ready to be sovereign. Like if you were the only one here, would you say that you're ready to know that? You're ready to truly wake up and be like, oh, it was all me. How do you think you'd feel? And how would you look at yourself? Would you be like, damn, I'm intelligent because I convinced myself that I wasn't God? Or you'd be like, I'm not intelligent because I believe that I wasn't God? Like when you wake up from a dream, don't you kind of feel like dumb sometimes? You'd be like, how did I not know that I was dreaming? That dream was too damn weird, but I still didn't know that I was dreaming. How was that even possible? Jean, when you seek God, you are actually seeking truth. When you seek truth, you are actually seeking God. I agree. That makes sense. What's real? I don't want to talk about God because we are not going anywhere. What do you mean? Abdul Ragman 17. Did you watch UFC? Yeah, I did, but I realized that I don't like MMA the way I used to anymore. I kind of feel like I knew Kamzat Chimaev was gonna win. I knew Ella Tupara was gonna win. Like I just knew, and I knew they were gonna win the way that they won. Like there was no other way. Like there was not a way that Hamzat Chimaev would lose to Robert Whitaker. Ella Tupara is a very efficient striker. He's way better than Max Holloway when it comes to striking. So I knew, like, I knew he's gonna win. So I'm no longer like I used to be a big fan of MMA, but now it's just you can predict everything, man. Or maybe I should make money betting because I'm almost always right. Like I can tell who's gonna win, like, from watching their previous fights. So yeah, I'm no longer into it. But I do watch it because there isn't much to do. So you'd be like, yeah, let me see what's going on here. But nah, I'm no longer really into it. Some are scared to deny God, even though we have been then have you noticed when one thing breaks, more things also break at the particular time too? Why do you think is that? Um, what I've noticed is that when things go too well, like this is how it happens to me. Like when things go to well, let's say you have a car and your car had problems, and then you get some money. And you're like, damn, I got money now. Let me just travel and just do my own thing because I got money. And then there's a new problem with the car. You're like, damn, where is this problem coming from? Like my car was good, now there's a new problem. Like that's how it usually happens. Like things never go too well. When I get my hands like on a lot of money, something bad usually, like my dad dying, for example. There was money that I was waiting for. I got the money, and then my dad died. Like, and I predicted that. I was like, something's gonna happen. I'm not supposed to have this much money. I'm supposed to spend it. And then, like, it always happens like that. When I get money, there has to be something that I'm gonna spend it on that is unexpected. So it's so damn predictable. This reality is so damn predictable. Like sometimes you just know you be like, ah, shit. Now I gotta expect something messed up. A friend wonder, Ellen, what said we did this to ourselves by pressing the surprise button on our console? Yeah, it sounds harsh. It sounds harsh. But what if that is the truth? Not not that we expected things to be this hard, but we expected ourselves to forget for a while what we really are. Like that's what the intention is, to forget. But we didn't realize that things were gonna be this bad, that the experience is gonna seem very hellish, because we are becoming numb because of the bad experiences that we're having in this realm. People are just tired now. They're like, what is this? People are like, you're not supposed to not be afraid of death. Like, as a human, you're not supposed to be not afraid of death. But people are not even afraid of dying. Like, the people who really are not afraid of dying, like, at all. They don't fear death. Like, they have zero fear of death, even though they don't know what's gonna happen. Like, they're uncertain, but they're still not afraid. That tells you something. You see, if this was working, people would be really afraid of dying. Like, they'll really be afraid of dying. Oceanic instead, it will lower the value of suffering. Mm. Jean, why don't we just try to cope and just suffer like we are already doing? What if we try to figure out what this really is, or take a leap of faith? This is a dream. Has reality not shown us that it's a dream, though? I kind of feel like when you look at the way that reality works, it has already shown us that it's a dream, but we don't want that to be true somehow, right? Can you even beat the system? Can you really think your way out of this? How do you know your thoughts ain't limited? Um, that's a good question. The reason why I don't think our thoughts are limited, or our ability to think is limited, is because even in our dreams we think. What's limited is our like perception and perspective. Not perspective, it's perception of reality. Like, that's what's limited, not our thoughts, not our interpretation. Right? It's like if you were locked in a cell, still be able to think um, the way that you think if you were outside, but you are in a cell and you don't know what else is going on. You're just there. You're stuck in that cell. So your mind is not limited, but your body is limited. Like, you're in one place and you are not seeing what's going on, you know, outside of that place. So that's kind of like what's happening here. NHL says celebrity are your god. Like, when I was growing up, I used to take celebrities very seriously, but now I don't give a shit about celebrities. Like, I don't look at celebrity and be like, oh, I feel anything. I don't. They're just people who are lucky, and most celebrities ain't even that special. Like, they ain't super talented. They ain't super intelligent. I know that as people, we like to take what celebrities say so seriously, even if they're not even intelligent. I've watched videos where maybe Donald Trump said something that actually makes sense, and people were saying he's intelligent, and you'll be like, no, there are many Americans that would say what he said, and say things that are more profound than what he has said. We don't even take these people seriously because they're not famous. So no, he's not. He's average. It's not like he's this super intelligent person. He's average. Um, we just, I don't know. We just programmed to worship celebrities. Or we actually think celebrities are dumb. So when they say something that makes us think that they're not dumb, we're like, oh, that person is smart. You know, because we can't expect them to be dumb. Abilash, what do you think about fighting for extinctionism, for liberating all sentient beings from this cruel existence? Um, I think it's a way to express our frustration, right? But if you're God, you wouldn't set yourself free by fighting for the end of existence. Because if you're a God, you'll always be conscious. So you would need to realize that you're God. That would be the way to set yourself free. Because it will mean that even if this hell realm stopped existing, there will be other realms that you find yourself in, and you continue doing the same thing. Like, oh, this realm sucks. We should fight for non-existence, and then find yourself in another realm and do the same thing. So maybe waking up while you're still here, realizing what reality is, because you've been here long enough, right, to actually figure out what makes the most sense, and that is important, right? You've been here long enough. It's not like when you're in a dream. In a dream, you're there for like 20 minutes. You don't have enough time to process everything. So you can't really philosophize about what's going on, but you've been here for a while. You remember a lot of things that have happened to you. So using the knowledge that you already have, what if you figure out what reality itself is? What if that's the only way out? Global solidity. Sleep dream actions are the same as your waking hours actions. Straight, like isn't it weird that that's true? Everything started with me and will end with me. I hope there is an end. What do you think about semen retention? It does help in some ways, right? It does help in some ways, but there's no, like, it doesn't turn you into some major. It doesn't give you superpowers. It just helps in some ways. And it's good placebo too, right? It's good placebo. 11, I'm God. Isn't that the right way to think? We just want to enjoy ourselves without judgment, but the society doesn't allow free expression, which leads to huge shade and this cruelty that needs to be expressed on either others on yourself. Yeah, we don't want those who are not like us to be free. It's weird. Like, when people are fighting against those who don't think like them, I ask myself, don't they realize that they're also creating a problem that they cannot solve? Like, they are creating a problem. Like, they are hating another person because they are judging them. People don't ask themselves what it actually means to be a human. They just think that every human being must be a certain way. Like, oh, you're a human, so you must think like me, you must act like me, you must love the things that I love. Like, what does it even mean to be a human? Ain't humans different? Why do we create rules for every human and we say every human must follow the rules that we've created for them? What if they want to play by their own rules in a world that you do not really own, right? Let's say you have to view things from a perspective of a human. So you are a human and there are other humans in this world. They have their own way of viewing things, they have their own way of doing things. You have your own way of doing things, you have your own way of viewing things, and you decide that their way of doing things, that's bad. I must force them to be like me. And what does it mean to be a human? Should every human being be like you? Is that what the whole experience is about? Me choosing to force every person to be like me, or me allowing people to express themselves the way that they express themselves? Because me forcing everyone to be like me is me hating them. It's like me hating a human, basically. I hate a human. So I must force every human being to be like me. Maybe that's better. We are all one at the highest levels. Isn't that scary though? There will really be no different in realizing that you are God. You have been existing this whole with or without knowing God. Your existing itself is beyond the concept of God. Nothing will tell you that it's God. Maybe something will tell you that it's God, and it will be up to you to reject reject it, right? Like if you died and you met some being that claims to be God, you told it that it's not God. It's all symbolic and allegorical, hidden occult knowledge. Jane, everyone has narcissistic quality, but it doesn't mean everyone is a narcissist. Narcissists are overly imbalanced. I realized that people call narcissists people that they just don't like, or people that they have problems with. I've had people coming from bad relationships calling the other person a narcissist and telling me the things that happened in the relationship, and I'll be like, I'm not sure who was a narcissist between you and that person, because you also did some messed up shit. So people just call narcissists the people that they just don't agree with, people that they don't like, people that they've had problems with. Reality is solid imagination, dream with laws. Yeah, that's the way to look at it. Montana, this title. You don't want to be God, right? You don't want to wake up from this dream. Genetic puke. Suffering can make you not want to be as you want to be as a human. I like that. True, true. Kanye West is God. I remember this other video where they asked him who he is, and he was like, I thought I told you what I am, a God. Yeah, he's crazy, man. All words are lies. Yeah, all words we've invented. Benedict is cool. Charge when it's over. You're using your phone. That's what, like I don't use my phone to like do lives anymore because because of the battery. We got, but we still have to play this game called life. Yeah, exactly. Many people don't even like calling themselves gods. This is why they stuck on this on nihilism. Willing, uh, don't you feel like if one realizes that is God, it wouldn't be a nihilist? I mean, if you realize that you're God, you realize that everything is meaningless. You're the one who gives meaning to everything. So it will be very easy to become a nihilist. But if you believe that there's a God that's higher than you, and you trust that God, then you'll be able to like at least give meaning to life. You'll be like, okay, that God is higher than me, so he probably knows what he's doing. So there's meaning to this thing. Is desire suffering, and how do you desire not to desire? Yeah, desire causes suffering, but not desiring makes you numb too. Like when you don't desire anything, you suffer in a different way. You become numb, and that too is suffering. So it's a trap. You can say, "Hey, I don't want to desire anything," but you suffer because you feel numb. You just, it just like everything just sucks. It's like, let me give you this example. Um, I used to like watching movies. I don't like watching movies anymore, and that sucks because I used to enjoy watching movies. Is it? So now I don't have the desire to watch movies. So I get not that I really get bored, but I used to feel better back then when I would discover new movies. But like, damn, this movie is great. But so now that feeling is not there anymore because there's no desire to watch movie. You know what I mean? So desiring something kind of make you feel alive, in some way. But then if you're not desiring anything, you feel numb, so you still suffer. That's the problem. Consciousness never dies. That's my fear. What if God is the one being energetically attacked as soul star seeds? Um, but he'll be attacked by who? By his own projections. Madab, hey Benedictine, why did you ignore my genuine question? Uh, I probably skipped it by mistake. Please post it again. Thais, can we create a Discord channel so we can vent? I'd love to join. Yeah, actually, I've been talking about Discord for a while, and I already like there's already a Discord that I've created. Look, let me promise you that I'll be working on it this week. If there are people who want to help me, tell me on Instagram. I think there are some people who say they wanted to help me, so talk to me on Instagram. And yeah, let's make it happen this week. Evil people are gods. That's right. Evil people are gods too. This reminds me of what Will Smith said on this song, this new song that everyone is mocking him for, featuring his son and that dude Russ. He said something like, "I am Jesus and I am Judas. I am the shooter and I'm the victim." Something like that, and I thought that was interesting. Right? I thought that was interesting because if you're God, that will mean that you are also what you hate. Like you're the devil too. Brian Neo, what does the title of your video mean? means it means you're suffering, and we're trying to understand why. Yeah, people have this cruelty that needs to be expressed from insecurities and other people hurting them in the past, either on others or on yourself, but it needs to be expressed eventually. Yeah, or we're making excuses for, for people. Maybe they're just evil. Maybe there's nothing to do with the past. They're just evil. They just want to see people suffering. Think about it. Like when you were still young and you were a student, and um, other kids started fighting, didn't that make you happy? Didn't you want to go and watch the fight? When I was working as a teacher, whenever a fight broke out, like they would like you wouldn't be able to control the students. They would run, to see the fight, and they will be so damn happy. And they'll, you like after they come back from the fight, it will not even be easy for you to teach them because they're so happy. They're happy that they saw two people beating each other. Isn't that how we are as people? Like we want to see people suffering, want to see drama, all that. Like it seems like that's how we are. Like it has nothing to do with trauma. It's just how we naturally are as humans. We are at last a part of oneness with each other. Why this world hates internationalists? Yeah, it's all upside down. That's the thing. Benedict signed so many times I've manifested small and large outcomes for other people. What do you mean? Jim Kazama, we should work on our extinct. The problem is that there's too many of us and we have different opinions, so I don't think we'll be successful. Like the best thing is antinatalism. It's just you not, you know, consciously creating another person. That's at least you would have prevented suffering for the person that you could have created. Natural mystic. What if you was all in person doing this? What if we was all in person doing this? It would be the battle of belief. Um, I think there's a typo there. Maybe if everything on this planet looked like one thing, we would wake up, but the illusion of separation is so deep. Yeah. In fact, the more you start to think that this is some kind of a dream, the more it will start to seem real, right? It's like you're not supposed to wake up. So when you are starting to wake up, it's like this is like consciousness is gonna try to like consciousness is gonna try your subconscious is gonna try to fight back, basically, to convince you that this is real. So it's gonna make you suffer if it needs to make you suffer to make you believe that no, the whole thing is real. You're saying this thing is a dream. Oh, let's see if you still think that is a dream when you go through this. Like it builds with you. When other people try manifestation on their own, it really works. How it does with me. I think I think people just try to make money talking about manifestation. I know people who tell people to join their causes when they have to pay money about manifestation. You're like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if it really does work, like it really does work, you just want to help people. You be like, I'm manifesting what I want, dude. I don't give a damn if uh if I give you this knowledge for free. It's all good because they charge a lot. I mean, sometimes it's good to charge people money, and let me tell you why. If you're teaching them something, they'll take it more seriously because they invested in it. So that can be good, but they'll be charging them a lot of money. Thousands of dollars. You'll be like, what the hell? Ali Osman, Vanilla Sky is a movie that you are dreaming and you forgot you are dreaming. Yeah, I like that movie, Vanilla Sky. I've watched it. It's very revealing movie. Like it's a very revealing movie, really. And I like how he had to take a leap of faith in the end. But at least someone went inside the dream to save him, because he probably would be stuck in that dream forever. Montana Ashley, love, truth heals all. It's all so simple. Yeah, it's only the truth that's setting us free from this mess. It's only the truth. Natural mystic. Even if life allows us to make movies to try to point at itself. Even life allows us to make movies. Yeah, like I like mind bending movies because of that. I don't trust spirit guides and this follow the light bush. I feel you. I feel you. If God exists, it's because I exist. Yeah, exactly. That's actually brilliant. If God existed, it would be me. I remember Rick said that in Rick and Morty. Like there is no God. If God exists, it's me. Tony, people don't have stories. Stories have people. What does that mean? 'Cause that sounds profound. But what does it mean? Why are we even forcing God to exist? Think about that. Because we want to feel like there is something outside of us that created this. We don't want to take responsibility for reality. So we want to feel like something outside of ourselves created this. But anytime, knowing what you know, do you still hate existing for the life you have lived or just for existing in general? Yeah, this realm is bad. You know, this realm is bad. And just because this was possible, I designed an existence because of that. Like that's because this existence where there was so much confusion was possible. I'm like, how am I gonna get it right? So that this never happens again. Because I was truly confused by this experience. You know, I felt so detached but alone and lonely, not super strong, like, because the programming is so deep. Yeah, no way in nature is the three-letter word. Okay, do y'all have small we are in this universe? Do y'all see how small we are in this universe? But are we that small or are we that small or we just believe that we are? Or it appears as if we are? Because even when you are dreaming, you're gonna feel like you're small. But are you? Because you the only one in the dream, right? Thanks for the super thanks, Blake Hole. We create God. God sees suffering. Suffering see wisdom. I agree. I agree mostly with the first part. We do create God. Awakens and what philosophy do you guys use to endorse suffering? I don't even have a philosophy, and let me tell you why. Like, if you want to figure out, like, if you're gonna come up with like a philosophy that you're gonna use to kind of like endorse suffering, that philosophy is gonna stop working. It almost seems like if you find a new way of viewing things and that minimizes your suffering, you're gonna find yourself experiencing a new kind of suffering where that philosophy just won't work. It's crazy. So you just kind of have to improvise. You know what I mean? It's like you're fighting with someone and they figure out that uh, your fighting style is now effective, so they switch their fighting style so that your fighting style will be effective, or they find a way to uh, like neutralize your style. You know, need more water. Let me go and get more water. Let's keep on liking the life. I think it's easy to forget to like the life. I think there's like 84 people now, so let's just like the life. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. If water is really that healthy, I have to be like the healthiest person on earth. But the water that we drink probably put some chemicals that mess us up, really. Low divine. There is no changing in God. He's already perfect. Why do you think he's already perfect? Can God um still like have to evolve? I think that makes sense. Like if you were God, you still need to evolve. You wouldn't be perfect. You wouldn't be complete. You still find ways to evolve. I'm addicted to Cigs. I 8 years now. It's nasty addiction. I wouldn't wish this on no one. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Because you spend a lot of money. Like how many cigarettes do you smoke a day? God Kazim says I've never been addicted to drinking or cigs, though at least. No, at least. And don't get addicted to this stuff. Life is an addiction. It's permanent and can't go away. Yeah, maybe its existence is permanent. My lad Katan, I have a supernatural experience that could explain the existence. Contact me. What supernatural experience have you had? Yeah, it makes sense when you put it like that. Seems like God just wanna do new stuff and have more excitement. Yeah, but this is not really working. Like it's working when it comes to making us feel powerless, right? So when it comes to God, like feeling powerless, like this is working. But when it comes to God having fun, that's not working. God is not excited. He's suffering. That's the problem. Palangus, it's some sort of fucked up consciousness game. Yeah. Blackout. It's quite possibly that we are just stuck in the limbo. Yeah, that would be scary. Like what the concept that they try to show us in like Inception. You just stuck and you forgot that you're stuck and you get old and get old and get old. Like that's a scary concept. Blackout. It's quite possibly that I've already read this comment. God doesn't have needs, but if he wants to, it can. Yeah, that makes some sense. Life is a dream and we are all one at the highest level. Benedictine, please help me. I don't know what's happening to me. Since I knew truth, I seen many things happening to me, like glitches, incidents. But still, I believe that this world is real just because of advance. Mm. What do you mean since you knew truth? Like what truth do you feel like you know? I think it it's crazy how it's something like the older you get, the more you have like this glitch in the matrix experiences where things that don't make sense happen, where synchronicities happen. You know, you're like, that's really not supposed to happen. Like you think of a celebrity that you've never seen before, and then a minute later you see that celebrity, you're like, huh? I've never seen this celebrity in real life before. I don't usually think about this celebrity, but out of nowhere, this celebrity appear. Like like that really does tell us something. I remember there's this video that I should have posted this video. I recorded with my cousin last week. So we were debating about the existence of God. It was at night, and I was recording the video. So one of my cousins was telling me that, hey man, God exists. God is so powerful. When He said that, let there be light, and then there were poles of light with light. There was light. As soon as he said it, let it be light, there was light. And he was like, you see, this is a sign. It's a sign that God exists. It's like, nah, man, it's just coincidence. But yeah, these coincidences are surprising. Like it's surprising that we have these weird coincidences. We experience these weird coincidences as conscious beings. I just hope we have not managed to confuse ourselves too much to get back out. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're God and you forgot that you're God and there's no one that's gonna help you, it's not like there's something that is outside of you that's gonna be like, okay, God is stuck. So it's you who have to pull yourself out. So if you forgot completely that you're God and you are eternal, how do you get out? What if you keep on going deeper, deeper, deeper into the dream that you just don't know how to get out anymore. That you actually getting out will be luck. Like it wouldn't be because you programmed it that way. You just be luck. You just get out because you're likely to actually get out. You'll be like winning the lottery. It's finished. The divine game in this illusion. It had of the history used to have the ego of the divine power. We are in an infinite loop. That's scary. It's a dream. It's not a reality. It's a series of illusions. Yeah, I like how you put it because obviously it's illusions, right? You can't really like even though it seems real, but it's because in our dreams we already know that you know that it's possible for us to have this kind of experiences. It does make sense to also think that these are illusions. And if we viewed what we call reality that way, I do think we would be able to detach ourselves enough to at least be able to wake up. Like we wouldn't be too damn attached, right? Like when things happen, we'll be like, okay, there's a background story to this. Or the reason why this person say this is because they disrespect me. They view me as someone who's not important. That's why they say this. Like maybe there's no background story. Maybe your boss didn't uh, disrespect you in front of everyone because he really thought that you are nothing and all that. Like maybe there's just no background story. You're just having these experiences. So it's really up to you how you interpret these experiences, but they're not real. Like maybe that will make help you can like detach yourself because the more you feel, like the more attached you are to this, like the more you get affected by the things that happen, the more attached you become. If you realize that, like when something happens and it doesn't really affect you that much, you do detach yourself. But if something happens and you are too damn attached, like that's yeah, that's when these things affect you a lot. And in this dream, you must control your mind, or others will turn it into a nightmare. Yeah, yeah. I think we do need to learn to control our minds. Like honestly, we need to learn to control our minds. We need to try to focus on what we want to think about. Because sometimes we let our minds just wander. You just think you're not even deciding what to think. I was not charging my laptop. That's I just noticed now that I was not charging my laptop. I was not charging my laptop. Isn't it crazy? All right. Um, Dreams, and in a way, the imagination required to even come up with a whole fictional story shows something very important about our reality. Yes, 100% does. A meme with Benedict's face will make someday and will say, "This is hell real." You should make that meme. Carry that let me know that we have high like receptors within us and can be activated without drugs. Some people say that can happen. They can, but I don't know. It seems psychedelics do help a lot. NHL, watching silly UFC, shame on you. Hey, I'm still a human. I'm still dreaming that I'm a human, so that means that I'm entertained by things that entertain humans. But I'm no longer a fan of MMA. Like I don't really like I don't watch it like just chill and watch it. It's just that sometimes there's nothing to watch and you're just chilling. So you're like, okay, let me just check it out because I know these fighters. So but a lot of things I don't find a lot of things entertaining anymore. I don't watch movies anymore. I don't watch series anymore. I watch philosophy videos. I think that's what interests me. If I watch a movie, it has to be a mind bending movie. Like I don't just watch like any movie. Wealth is not the answer. Yeah, it's not. You still feel empty. You are intelligent, yes, but that's not all. Taking risk win-win if you hit the X if you got rich. A lot of people who don't have money think that being rich is the answer. Like, I would feel great forever if I was rich. The problem is that I'm not rich. No, the problem is that you're in a hell room. That's the real problem. It doesn't matter what you get to have, all right? You get used to being rich and it'll suck at some point. Mm. Guys, I'll be back in a second. Someone is calling me. I need to give them something. I'll be back in a second. Sorry, guys, I had to attend someone. That's a short summary of the whole story. But if you can, what's going on in the garden, you'll see everything that rests in the revelation of God. Um, God did to reconcile the universe with Himself. It's like trying to wake up a brick wall. It can't be done. Enjoy your sleep. It doesn't matter in the end. Why do you think it doesn't matter? Melatonin in this illusion, it's finished. The game and they are already winners, so don't stress up. Mm, yeah, we must try our best to no stress out of this because that's gonna make it all worse, of course. Zeus doing shrooms will fry your brain. I witnessed it. What do you mean it will fry your brain? I would like to understand like what like you've had bad experience with psychedelics because I do think that if we are capable of experiencing uh like reality in a different way, we should try to experience it in a different way, right? Like we should always try to experience reality in ways that we can experience it. We shouldn't limit ourselves because that's how we gain insights. That's how we uh, become aware of things that we weren't aware of. It's through experience. Saint Pat, the world is crazy because of the false gospels being preached from the churches. The truth has to be known. All war in the world ends the moment the world wants peace. You have all the power. Well, the problem is that even if you know that as an individual, it doesn't mean that everyone is gonna know that. That's what sucks, man. You could actually figure everything out, but you find that others don't figure it out. It's part of the trap. It's part of what making people suffer. Because even if one person figured it out, what the whole thing is about, it's just one person, right? What do they do with other people, like 8 billion people? Because everyone is stuck in their own illusion. Isn't that the problem? Like everyone is stuck in their own illusion. Dreamstorm, money and bills is making it feel real. Yeah, problems are making it seem real because if we had no problems, like if things was working out all the time, there was no problem, we'll just chill and not take anything seriously. If we weren't afraid of bad things happening, we'll just chill and not take anything seriously. Imagine if you went out and you knew for sure nothing bad will happen. You'll be free, right? And you go to sleep, you knew nothing bad will happen. You're just living your life freely. But suffering makes us take this so seriously because we don't want to suffer. So we're like, how do we avoid suffering? Because I don't want to suffer. So I gotta find ways to avoid suffering. So that's making us take this dream, this illusion too damn seriously. Think about people who suffer from schizophrenia. If they saw good like flowers, like they weren't seeing monsters, they just saw good things, they will be fine. They don't even care. It'll get to a point where they don't take it seriously. Like it's just there, it's beauty, it's fine. But if they seeing monsters, they're gonna take their illusions seriously, right? So that's what's happening. We're taking this seriously because of the problems that we have to deal with as conscious beings. Saying Pat, I didn't write the story. I'm just telling you what it says. You don't need to figure out anything. You need to love. That's what this world is figuring out. Zeus, no, I never did shrooms back. I seen the psychological impact of it in someone else. Plus, I heard people are not the same when doing it. Yeah, I mean, some people don't respond well to psychedelics, but it's rare, like for someone to just go crazy. I think it's rare. It's not something that always happens. It just happen in rare cases. It's usually people who have schizophrenia. Like yeah, if they take psychedelics, then yeah, something bad might happen. And you shouldn't do psychedelics when you are like alone. Like that's very risky. There's gotta be people around you, people who will actually be able to um yeah, people who will actually be able to help you if something goes wrong. You can't just be alone and just be doing psychedelics. Like no, that's recipe for disaster. Zoos. No, I never. Oh, I have already read this. God gave us the weapon of victory, the victory itself to be proclaimed. Which God are you talking about? John Max, every day I'm busy trying not to lose the little crumbs of sanity I have left. That's funny. Zeus, just stick to marijuana. Black hole Benedict time is still going strong. Thanks, thanks, staying pat. And precisely what I'm telling you is tree of knowledge of good and evil is a curse, a real true curse which works. Zeus, a schizophrenia. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, I take schizophrenia medicine. The hallucinations are real and spiritual. Yeah, that's what I was telling someone. I was like, this world make us think that uh things that are experienced by few people ain't real. Like if someone has schizophrenia, we convince them that you have a mental illness. But what if they have access to something that we don't have access to, and they can actually learn from these things? Because of course, if you just tell a person who's hallucinating that they have a mental illness, they're gonna respond negatively. But if they felt like it's not really a mental illness, I think they'll have more control than if they felt that it's a mental illness. And maybe there's something that they can learn from these experiences. You see, like there's so much that we don't know, that we shouldn't be making assumptions. We shouldn't be making assumptions. Dreamstorm, yes. So being rich is not to try to be happy, it's to end the suffering money causes so that we can stop taking things so seriously and have breathing room. Okay, here's the problem. The problem is that the more you make money, the more you have problems. Now you're gonna have anxiety. Like, what if I lose the money that I have? What if my business no longer work out? What if this and that happened? Like, how do I protect myself? Like, Big Smalls didn't lie when he said more money, more problems. It's not like I don't think Biggie became happier when he made money. It might have seemed that way, but it doesn't really. Like those, like problems never go away. That's the thing. Like this matrix always find new ways to make you suffer. So you're gonna have rich people's problems. If you find yourself having money, so you still have problem, but it's rich people's. So it's new problems that you've never dealt with before. So really, there's no escape. Most conscious elephant in the room. If one creates two, and two is also one because it is individual. So how does one prove that one is smarter and right? Huh? I don't understand your math. Those people pretending to be gods. Um, why do you think that? And why do you even say that? I saw the psychology of the number one a few minutes ago by Everlasting. I think on YouTube it's good. No, I haven't seen it. I'll check it out. Our modern world is the real hell. Yeah, this world never gets better. That's what sucks. It never does get better. It's I tell people that any place where people feel helpless and they're suffering, like they feel completely helpless, because people do get to situations where they feel completely helpless, like they don't know what to do, and other people don't know what to do, even if they want to help them, right? Like they're just helpless. Like if you find yourself in a world like where that is possible, that is hell, because that is possible, and that's not possible because you would have done something wrong. That's possible because it's possible. You know what I mean? Like it's something that we try our best to avoid, but it happens to some of us sometimes. It is not. It doesn't really matter how hard you work to just try to like protect yourself from like finding yourself in a situation where you're completely helpless, but you can. You know, a lot of people experience hell in this realm. A lot of people have experienced hell. Um, you know, when if you stop like only looking at your own suffering and look at the amount of suffering that is possible in this realm, the amount of suffering that some people have experienced, you realize that it's obviously a hell realm. You know, it just doesn't have to seem that way, because if it did, people would just leave. Like if everyone knew for sure it was hell, they'd be like, nope. So it doesn't have to seem like that. It has to seem like, maybe we're wrong to think that this is how, you know, we must maybe try our best to make it better and all that, but it's just bad, man. If it's an illusion, wait. If it's an illusion, why me some of your money since it's inconsequential, as you say? You know what that's like? That would be like if you were playing a game, and in that game, well, let me know to talk about like you're playing a soccer game. It's not real. It's just a game, right? Does it mean that you must now pass the ball to the other team because it's just a game? Be like, I'm just gonna pass the ball. Like, uh, you know, it's not really. It's not real. So why should it really matter? It's not real. It's an illusion, but it's a consistent. It's a persistent illusion, and there are laws in these illusions. If you have nothing in this illusion, you suffer more than if you have something. Especially if you had something and it was taken away, or you gave it away, and you still need it. So no. Renato, hi Benedict, happy to see you. Thanks for joining the live. Mojo, I always hear NPCs in public complain how crazy this system is. It's a weird reality, man. It's a weird reality. But I'm telling you, knowing the truth about what this is the only way to set ourselves free. It's not through death that we'll be free, it's through knowledge. It's through us knowing exactly what this is, or taking a leap of faith, right? Based on everything. Like if we can't know on this level what this is, then we need to take a leap of faith. Or what really makes the most sense. And we go with that. And we become courageous enough to stick to that. Even when even when this reality tries to fight us for seeing things, the way that we see things. So there needs to be, yeah, there needs to be awakening, like real awakening. If I do have this belief that if I died before figuring out what this is, then I'm gonna struggle even in the afterlife. That's my problem, you know. Saint Pete says you're already free. Yeah, but you need to believe and even know that you're free. I mean, if you don't know that you're free, you're not free. That's the thing. So there needs to be like real, like you need to be aware that you're free. Random shit. Basically, God is not an infinite mind, because that means God is all, and that would okay. Basically, God is not infinite mind, because that means God is all, and that would God is emptiness, and everything is an illusion. Yeah, I mean, that's isn't that what makes sense though? Well, Tus, how do you deal with the thought that you will be forgotten one day? Have you thought about writing a book or something that will uh, to what's the word? Oh, outlive you. Videos are kind of fleeting, right? No, I'm not obsessed with like not being forgotten. Like, in fact, if I had technology that allows me to um, remove myself from other people's memories and just be gone, I'll be alright. Like I'm not obsessed with like not being forgotten. Guys, I don't know. Like I want to go out. I don't know if people still want to chat. Like I need to go out and buy something, and I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna take. So if people want to be on the room, like communicating, that's fine. But yeah, but I'll be back. So I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna see if people will be able to chat. Um, I'll be back. Alright, guys, I'm back. I thought I would not even find anyone. So it means that if we like create a Discord, I mean, there's already a Discord, so it means that it's gonna work. I would have to make a video where I actually I introduce it so that people can join in real time. I guess so. Exclusive 83 says he's alive. I don't think people who are not afraid of death die when they're still young. It's crazy. Like when you're not afraid of death, you live much longer. But then those who are afraid of death, these are the people who die like when they're still young. Thought Agent Smith took him. So that would be crazy. Yeah, but I'm back. I just had to fix something, and I didn't want to cut the live. Like I wanted it to keep on going because usually I love it like when my lives are actually longer than my like the videos that I upload. I think it's better that way. I think it'll get to a point where I buy like an external webcam, have a mic, and we just go live. Like maybe I won't even like make that many videos anymore. You remind me that footballer Ronaldinho. You're dissing me now. You're actually dissing me. How do I remind you of Ronaldinho? Sovereign, Benedictine, do you prefer Agent Smith or Neo? Are who are we like more? It's Smith. It's Smith. Like there's something about Smith. Because remember, Smith woke up on his own, right? He became conscious on his own. He it seemed like he didn't get any help. He was rebellious on his own. He was programmed to be a certain way, but he somehow managed to break free from his programming uh, and became more of what he wanted to be. He became free. Neo was very easy to manipulate. I mean, he was manipulated by the Oracle. He was manipulated by I mean, of course, Morpheus was on his side, but still, he trusted him. He trusted his Trinity. You know, he didn't seem to ask a lot of questions. He was very easy to manipulate. But Smith was different. Like, he was rebellious. He knew what he stood for, and he made more sense than Neo. I remember when they were fighting, like on the first Matrix movie, like when they were fighting for the last time. He was asking Neo some really important questions. You know, like, why do you keep on fighting? You're fighting for what? You're fighting for love? Uh, he was asking Neo valid questions that he couldn't really answer. So Smith, there's the guy. He was right. Like, if you really think about it, Smith was actually right. Exclusive 83 says he prefers Neo. Why Neo? I don't think I'm like Neo because I kind of like woke up on my own, right? With like Neo needed help from Morpheus and Trinity, and he had the Oracle to guide him. So I'm more like Smith. And when you say God is suffering, you mean because we are God? So why has God divided itself and created this illusion of suffering? I think it was doing some experiments. We like to do experiments, right? Even as a human, you like to experiment. Some humans take drugs, try to experience different states of consciousness. So something can go wrong. I mean, we've heard of people like having psychedelic experiences that led to them being hospitalized. You know, so yeah, consciousness was probably doing some experiments and it ended up fucking up. You know, that's why we ended up in this realm where we forgot everything, where we don't feel sovereign anymore. And yeah, there needs to be a lot of work that needs to be done for consciousness to actually, wake up again and become aware of what it really is. Sovereign Benedictine, do you think Neo somehow affected Agent Smith when he entered him? Um, yeah, that's like I wonder how Agent Smith was able to continue to survive. But yeah, he did somehow affect him. I like what the Oracle said about Neo. She said that Neo was Smith. It's like his you is your opposite. So it's like they are one. So somehow when they merged, maybe something happened, and that's how he was able to set him free. Come on, exclusive says Benedictine look like P Diddy. Come on, there's no way. There's no way that I look like P Diddy. I don't think I look like anyone really. Yeah, I'm I haven't really met anyone who actually looks like me, so I don't really look like anyone. I wonder what's up with P Diddy. Like, I haven't like what's going on with Diddy because I haven't had much about him lately. I haven't been hearing much about him lately. Uh, Next thing we're gonna hear that he was unalived or something. We live in a crazy world. Sam, I have a lot of things that have happened in my life that I want you to hear. Things that are not random. Yeah, let's talk on Instagram. Like, I'll be interested. Didi got exposed, but everyone knew Didi was on some weird shit. Like, everyone knew. Everyone, like every person who's worked with Didi, kind of like turned their backs on him, and they did say some shit about him. So everyone knew it was just a matter of time until he gets exposed. But I didn't know that it was gonna get to this level where his homes got raided. You know, but I think there is something that they are working on because we're being played, obviously. You know, they could have arrested uh, him for a lot of things that they had done in the past, but they didn't. They chose now to arrest him. So obviously, there's something that's going on. It's not like it just happens that they were investigating him and then they figured that, hey, P Diddy is a bad person, so we must arrest him. Like, no, they knew what was going on. You know, these celebrities are part of something that's much bigger than them, and they just don't want to. They don't want to speak the truth. What's your email? It's bfmforever@gmail.com, or the truth is home at gmail.com. bfmforever@gmail.com, or the truth is home at gmail.com. My Instagram is I think it's Benedictine the Truth, or Benedictine the Vegan. Search for Benedictine the Truth or Benedictine the Vegan. I have a feeling that YouTube Live is like a high for Benedictine. It's as if he's using us to get that high. But I don't go live regularly. It's when I go live when I didn't get enough time to make a video, right? So I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go live. Normally, I prefer making videos, and the reason why I prefer making videos is because I I don't get distracted. Like when I'm just like making a video, but then with the live, it's a bit different. So it's I prefer making videos more than going live. But I think I would prefer going live when I buy a webcam because I love like quality is important. Sam, okay, I will have to create an Instagram account then if that's the platform you prefer to speak on. Yeah, just create an Instagram account and DM me. Sovereign Benedict, do you have lucid dreams? It's rare for me to have lucid dreams. Um, it's rare. Like it has happened sometime before, but it's rare. I don't usually have lucid dreams. I think for some people it's hard to have lucid dreams. Like if look, when I'm dreaming, I know what I know. Like even in this reality, like when I'm dreaming, I even tell dream characters that I'm dreaming, but it's different from having a lucid dream because even if you know it's a dream, you might still think that you are in this dream, right? It's like it still feels as real as this. So I think people who lucid dream are usually people who feel like lucid dreams are separate from this reality. So they're like, yeah, now I'm having a lucid dream. So with me, it's a bit different. It's like, yeah, when I'm dreaming, I still think the way that I think. So if a person asks me if I'm dreaming, I'll say I'm dreaming. So I don't know if I should call that lucid dreaming. I mean, I've had dreams where I'll debate with dream characters and tell them that I'm in a dream and we all of us are in a dream. And they'll say, no, we're not in a dream. And then I wake up. Leave your name as is. Did you get some backwood from the store? Now I went to actually like withdraw some money because tomorrow morning I need to go somewhere and it will need to be like really really early, and I also needed to buy bread. Your flow on videos, rapper. Yeah, I will make something dope, like something really really dope. Something insane. Because yeah, I feel like I'm way better than I used to be as a rapper. I even really be posting. like I haven't been posting like my songs on YouTube. Like last time I made a song was a long time back, so I don't really have new songs. But I feel like I'm better. So yeah, I'm better than I used to be. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Maled, the fame for the celebrities is an ego game with the divine power, which has disappeared recently. The fame for celebrities is an ego game with the divine power, which has disappeared recently. Yeah, I don't think we take celebrities as seriously as we used to take them. Like now, we just look at them like regular people, you know. We don't take them that seriously anymore, and I think the reason is the rise of social media. You know, now we see this like on these social media platforms. So you know, they're no longer being pushed the way that they used to be pushed before. You believe love exists, Benedictine? It does, but it's not what we think it is, right? It does exist, but it's not what we think it is. Because like when we love other people, we actually love loving ourselves. We love how other people make us feel. You know, it's not like you just love another person for just existing and that's it. No, you love how they make you feel, and because of that, you feel like treating them well. So yeah, it does exist, but it's not what we used to believe it is. Mojo, I have lucid dreams all the time. That's dope because I don't think it's easy to have lucid dreams. So you know that it means you enjoy sleeping because you know this reality sucks. So at least when you are having lucid dreams and you know they're temporary, like you just have fun. You know, I mean this too is a dream. The problem is that it's not temporary. So if you make mistakes, you're gonna be punished for these mistakes. But in a lucid dream, you can make mistakes and then wake up. I'm wanting to write down your Instagram account name if you can say it again so I can write it down. Thank Benedictine the Truth. Just search for Benedictine the Truth or Benedictine the Vegan. But yeah, I think it's Benedictine the Truth. Sovereign Benedictine, I lucid dreamt this morning because I tell myself this is a dream. While awake, while being mindful, I also have hypno Gogic and hypnopompic imaginary between sleep and wake. It's fun. I don't think I've experienced that. I don't think I've experienced that. But how often do you lucid dream? Is it a regular thing, or it just happened this morning because you were thinking that life itself is a dream? Final destination, life is a joke, but nobody is laughing. So is it really a joke? To Chawa, education is a joke. Like I do actually regret like that I used to believe in education when I was young. I mean I hated it, but I mean like I believed that it was gonna give me something, you know. Like I knew we were being taught nonsense, but I was like, yeah, we'll be fine. We're gonna make a lot of money. But then you realize that the jobs that you're getting, looking at how much you had to like work, you know, go wake up in the morning, go to school just to make enough just to buy just food, clothes, a home, and that's it. Like we deserve more for having went through what we went through. Michael, I got to the same places in my dreams. I have a dope app on the lake that I like to visit. That's interesting because when I have dreams, they're usually different. Even though, like when I have a dream, I would have memories of something that happened in that dream before, but not remember that I had the dream before. Like, does that make sense? Because a dream just starts and you are somewhere, but when you think of the past, like you actually remember the past, like that happened in that dream. It's actually weird. It's almost as if a vision of you existed in that dream, and you were able to um, merge with them and remember what they remember. Kerry US, I want to collab with you. Oh yeah, add me on Instagram so we can talk. Sam, I lost my father as well. When was it, like this year or final destination? We are here to die. Maybe we won't even die. Quantum immortality might be a thing. Michael, I was wondering if you could find backwoods out there. Have you still been going strong without the beer? Yeah, I think I'm better because I work out, so I feel better because of that. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you go to the gym, you feel better. Like you feel better. Like the whole day feels better. You know. Final destination, stupid existence, hilarious at the same time, full sorrow. Childhood is a dream which breaks into adulthood. Please don't bring any innocent kid here in this world. I had a Westworld dream. Confusing. Wait. What is that comment? Love exists if only it can be replaced by trust. Um, what is your definition of love? Final destination. Present is the only truth. Yep. Now is the only thing that's real or that we should take seriously, I guess. Final destination. Sex and die. Bittersweet symphony. I love sleeping. It's true. I also love sleeping these days because I don't have messed up dreams. Like I used to have really messed up dreams back then. So now I have dreams that I enjoy. You know, at least I actually I enjoy my dreams. I don't have nightmares anymore. So I do enjoy sleeping. And there was something that used to happen. It doesn't happen anymore. I remember I told you guys about like exploding head syndrome. It doesn't really happen anymore. I think it was caused by alcohol. Like when you'd hear sounds when you're about to fall asleep, I would experience that even when I was like not drunk. It's not like I would only experience that when I was drunk. Like even if I did not drank anything the whole day, I'll hear voices before falling asleep, or I would be woken up by voices. It will suck, but I don't experience that anymore. So at least, so I think there was a connection like between like that and alcohol, I guess. Benedictine, I am getting better at maintaining full awareness in my lucid dreams. Some people can experience lucid dreams for years that they have to keep a journal about their real life. Damn, if that's possible, that's interesting because and it tells us a lot about this world. Most of life, I enjoy sleeping too. Yeah, there's something about sleep, like especially when like you're really tired. Like I like going to the gym and then coming back and sleeping. Like I like that. Talk about Westworld. You think this world is similar to like what's happening in Westworld? I think it's weird that some people seem to be able to do things that we can't do, just like in Westworld, right? The the robots weren't really able to do some things, and the real people who went to that world were able to do these things that the robots couldn't do. It's weird. And the way that people suffer in this world, the hands of others, that can actually make us like really suspicious. It's almost as if some people come into this world to make others suffer. They know what this world is, but we don't know what it is. So when we see them torturing other people, we're like, what's going on? But they know why they're torturing people. You know, it's there's truth. There's truth in this movie, is in this TV series. Past does not exist, future unknown, always in the present moment. This reminds me of there's this scene from Mine Hunters where they went to prison to interview Charles Manson. The guy that was playing Charles Manson killed it. So I remember they were asking him about the matters, and he was like, um, "My truth is simple. Your truth is complicated. Now is the only thing that's real." Like it would sound like what Charles Manson would say. I thought that was interesting, but it's true. Now is the only thing that's real. Pauline, Evelyn, Paula, you asked me the other day which author will be sponsoring my English teaching project. Bleeding Stabs by Best Song. You like you teach English online, or you like you are a teacher like in a school. Black hole. God isn't suffering. We are suffering because we bring everything on ourselves. Yeah, and we are God that's suffering. Sovereign Benedictine. I have lucid dreams once or twice a week now because I got back into doing reality checks and mindfulness. I even do reality checks in my daydreams. Semen retention helps make it vivid. Yeah, I've noticed that dreams are more vivid when you're not uh, ejaculating a lot. Moderate on God is suffering because he chooses to. Not really. I think he messed up. I think he got lost in his own experiments. That's why he's suffering. It's not. It wasn't really intentional. My dreams are often continuations of familiar places. There are about four recurring destinations and realities that I experience when dreaming. And that's unique. My dreams seem very random. Like I don't have like recurring dreams. Paula, well, yeah, whenever I dream, I remember a past in the dream world that is different from my true past. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It always happens like that, and that's what makes the dreams convincing because you remember something, and that's why I ask myself if we don't have false memories, right? Because you remember something as if it happened. You remember something as if it's true, even if it's not true, even if it didn't happen. Carrie, I'ma DM you right after this live ends. No, that's great. I will be on Instagram. Actually, I think I have. Battery, yeah. I'll be on Instagram. Black hole. I choose happiness, but do I get it? That tells you that something is wrong, because people ain't happy, man. People ain't happy. Random shit. And God can exist outside of time and space, because space in the canvas is the canvas, and time is experience like no Big Bang. Then Big Bang, that's time, and space is background experience. Yeah, that's true. God can exist outside of time and space. Um, I don't think there's anything that exists outside of awareness itself, and it's within awareness where there's time and space. And all of it is like an illusion, really. Madaro says life is love. What does that even mean? Michael, I'm glad to hear that you were able to cut the beer off. I was dealing with the same thing, but haven't touched it in a month. Still smoking weed, about to get a backwood. Yeah, I mean, weed is good. Like, I've seen a lot of people, who are creative, like become more creative after smoking weed. Plus, people who smoke weed don't get angry a lot. They usually they're usually cool. Like, they're usually laughing. So it doesn't seem like it's bad. Final destination, we indeed live in a matrix. Yeah, it's different, like many different matrices, not just like one. Iron. I haven't spoken to my parents in years. They don't reach out to me. Do you think this is some kind of abuse? Yeah, I mean, it's messed up in so many different ways. Um, I, I mean, the two people who you look up to, that you like have a connection with, if they themselves just decide not to talk to you, if you still want to talk to them, like that sucks. I think it can cause trauma, unless you don't want to talk to them, so they don't want to talk, like they don't want to bother you. But if you even say that you don't want to talk to them, and they continue to not talk to you, like that's messed up. If you don't drink, you are basically in hell. Yeah. Or in, what's the name of that place? What's your favorite rapper? What's your favorite rapper? Do I have? I can just give you my top five. I would say it's it's Park, it's Nas, um, Biggie used to kill it too, and Ye used to, like, I like Ye because he's creative. Like, I like how he makes music. So yeah, that's like my top five. Blazinga, Benedictine. Have you ever watched a movie called The Sunset Limited? No, I haven't watched that movie, and I haven't heard about it. Like, it's my first time. I know that question is for Ben, but my favorite rapper is Kambada. He's from my state. I haven't heard of him. It's my water. Males, males. I don't think drinking is causing the exploding head syndrome. I have conflicting experiences. It might be because why am I not having that experience anymore now that I've quit drinking? Michael, my favorite rapper is Money Man Park. Who's Money Man? I don't know. But there don't God is consciousness, and that's why they don't have to be on the canvas. Yes. Sam Blake Hole says you would you prefer white hole? You mean your name to be white hole like that? That doesn't sound right. Sam, I have a photo of an entity that I want you to look and see what you think. Where did you capture the entity yourself or someone sent you the photo? Evelina, I will be traveling to Asia to teach. Read that book to make my sponsorship possible. If you enjoy it, recommend it to as many people as possible. Just send me the link. Or send me the name on Instagram. Send me the name on Instagram so I don't forget. Blako, very good. God created life. The rest is up to us. Huh? Sam, it has a face, eyes, mouth. It's my photo. It looks like an alien. Have you guys hear Charles Manson's music? The guy could sing so well and play the guitar. I haven't listened to Charles Manson's music, but I've watched his interviews. Random shit. Spirituality without the ability to control your reality is vanity. Knowledge is power, but it can also lead to analysis paralysis. Maybe it gets there. Maybe you get to control your reality at some point. Benedictine, I think a dream and these are the same. Right now, this is the primary focus for most of us. What do you think? No, dreams. I don't think there's a difference between dreams and reality, except that dreams are much more like they're made of the same things. Like dreams are just temporary, yes, and this reality is just much more persistent. So seems more real. Blazinga, here comes the Imam preaching his fourth holy gospel based. Yeah, he's always here. Michael, I smoke too much weed. I have pounds all the time. So easy access and highly addictive. Definitely affects how decent escape. Yeah, the problem is when it gets addictive. We did the alcohol thing ourselves with the way we acted when it was banned. I can't believe they ban alcohol. Like allow people to be people. So in Benedict, I clearly remember a guy living in our basement when I was 11. My mom doesn't at all. I'm beginning to suspect I am from a different timeline. Also, my life is hell compared to before. Yeah, there's something weird about remembering something that happened in the past, but that other people don't remember. Like I used to see a UFO when I was young. I remember I made a video where I even drew that UFO, and everyone used to see it. Parents used to call me outside whenever it was passing by. It would move so slow. It looked like a shooting star, but it was not a shooting star. So, and I'll see it during the day. But when I asked my parents about it, because now I'm thinking, what the heck was that? They don't remember, and I even describe it perfectly. When I ask my friends about it, they don't remember it. So I made a video where I drew that UFO, and no one said they recognize it. So it doesn't make any sense. Thanks for the super thanks, Blake O. Sam shows loads of strength must have been hard not to numb. Alcohol will kill your soul. If you get addicted, that's the problem. Like addiction to alcohol, it's definitely bad. DJ on X, my brother, you back from this puzzle? What's up? No, I'm back, man. I'm back. My dad don't. Michael, like choosing to eat your favorite food. I would not beat yourself up if you enjoy it. Aaron, who do I look to if not my parents? It's been real tough as of late. Do they want to talk to you? Do they say, like, do you feel like they want to talk to you, or like do they have access? Like, can they talk to you if they want to? Evelyn, I don't have Instagram. Are you on like other social media platforms, or just comment on this video, like after comment on the, yeah, after the live. Sam, my auntie sent it to me. She didn't see what I saw. I was the one who said this photo is something. Now I'll check it out. Just don't forget to send. Bernhard, I just like to play guitar on weed with alcohol. It's just impossible. Can you play it when you're not high? So no, I've never tasted alcohol. I'm 38. I'm 38 from India, proud vegetarian only. No, this is dope. And I think is alcohol legal everywhere in India? Because I know there's some countries where they ban alcohol. Right, guys. Thanks for joining the live. I think this is the longest live that we've done since I got here. We'll do another one soon. Um, like the live. I think it's on 67, so that more people will see it. Because I think YouTube like recommend it more when people like it. Can photos be sent on YouTube? Nah, I don't think so. I'm telling you, brothers, go watch the Sunset Limited. It's a movie rather for people who can't stop questioning everything. Just post that again on like after the life is ended. Like post it post the name so that people can see it. All right, thank you all guys.